What's up? We are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. How are y'all doing? Okay. I'm about to go ahead and start this countdown. We are live. Yes. How y'all doing out there? Here we go. Lord have mercy. What's up, you guys? I am back, and let me tell y'all what happened. So I had this bad, like this terrible, like bad cold. Right, I'm just getting over it. So I'm up here drinking some hot liquids and stuff like that. And I just could not go live and speak to y'all because I was like, I was still in a hot mess. But I'm feeling a little bit better today, and I said, hey, we're gonna go live and we're gonna talk about this subject. I do want to give a special shout out to Avonte Wright. She was in our chat when we first started the live earlier, and she was in our chat. So hopefully she come back into the chat. But I had a couple of things to say regarding Avonte Wright, regarding this subject. And I have to say it. I didn't see too many people commenting about the interview with Avonte Wright. This is the Boyz Man Shawn mistress. And I want to get into this, okay? Now she pretty much opens up and she talk about how she met Shawn and how Shawn is definitely she met him due to a mutual friend. And she was like, and then she said when she met the guy, she was like, okay, this is going to be my husband. So she met Shawn and she said, hey, Shawn, he's this guy is going to be my husband. I'm like, okay, like what? Okay, okay. Mm. And she, don't get me wrong, she's beautiful, by the way. She's a beautiful sister. She looks really good. By the way, let's just make that clear. But she said, Shawn, that's going to be my husband. That's what she said. Okay. Now, uh, she explained that they went to the Israelites. I guess they was this religion that a lot of black people go to the Israelites, so you know what I'm saying. And she joined this organization with Shawn, this religious organization with Shawn. And while they was in this religious organization, he was saying, "Hey, you're going to, let's get married. I want you to be my spiritual wife." Now, I have heard it all. I've heard groupies, I've heard side chicks, I heard so much, but I never really heard the term really, you know, spiritual wife. I haven't heard that term. Okay, so he's you're gonna be the spiritual wife. Now, mind you, she had a fiance that wanted to marry her, and Shawn met, destroy that. Okay. Mm. That Avonte Wright had a fiance that they was going to get married, but that when Shawn was in the picture, okay, from Boyz II Men. Now Shawn back in the day, he was good looking and he could sing. So she had a fiance that did not work out because she was the spiritual wife of Brother Shawn. Okay. Now, with these Hebrew Israelites, religion is very strong. And so we hearing this, and I'm like, why could he not make you his main wife? Why you gotta be the spiritual wife? So, according to her, all right, that when they joined the Hebrew Israelites, They did not have sex for an entire year and a half, but they kissed. You know, they didn't do oral and stuff. I'm like, if you go wind up kissing, you might as well go ahead on and get it in. I'm gonna just be real with you. If you gonna get to kissing, and that's what you want to do, you gonna kiss and you gonna do all that, you might as well go the whole way. I'm not about to waste my time just kissing and doing that and not do the full thing. I'm just not. I'm just, especially if because they talk about they were taking the religion part very serious. Like they were taking the religious, the Hebrew Israelites, they were taking it serious, that they were not about to have sex. They were just going to just mess around with each other, but wasn't going to do the full thing. Okay. Now, Shawn from Boyz II Men, he get engaged to his wife. Get engaged to the wife that he's been with all these years. And this chick is just a spiritual wife. So she's talking about how they've been together, how things were going on. They've been together for 9 years. This is spiritual wife talking about. And then the spiritual wife, some got twisted because Shawn was just slinging that peen to everybody he can sling it to. All right. And the spiritual wife got offended and she was hurt. She said, I'm so depressed. I was depressed. He really had me going through it and I was depressed. I'm like, okay, the spiritual wife is depressed. He was cheated. I was just really, really depressed. And I wrote a letter. And I wrote a letter and I had a box. Wrote me a letter. Tasha K, she read the letter. And this chick, the spiritual wife, sent a box of pictures, of letters, of emails. So this some old tea when somebody sent a box of letters and emails and stuff like that. This some old wine. All right. So she sent the box in front of at the condo that Shawn was staying with his wife, because she wanted the wife to see this box. Now, the wife was pregnant, but the spiritual wife, okay, I call it the side chick, all right, but anyway, they want to say spiritual wife. The spiritual wife did not know that the wife was pregnant. And the spiritual wife, Avonte Wright, said, I wouldn't have not sent her the box if I would have known she was pregnant. But she told Tasha she was depressed. Now, Shawn got back from Japan, or no, he was on his way to Japan, from my understanding of the video. And the wife called Shawn, and Shawn called his spiritual wife, said, what did you do? You got my wife in the hospital. You put my wife in the hospital, because the wife got hospitalized because she was so shocked that her husband was spreading that peen to his so-called spiritual wife. All right, I'm just saying, to her spiritual wife. Okay. So me being who I am, and I said, and I wanted to say this to Avonte Wright, and I'm so upset that I had a cold. I couldn't really come live. It was this chick got mad at Shawn because Shawn lied to her and cheated on her with multiple women. But he was already cheating on you with his wife. So I'm not understanding that you wanted to give him a box when he cheated on you, but he already told you he had gotten married to somebody else. I'm not understanding that. You are not a spiritual wife. You were just a side chick that had benefits on the side. It wasn't nothing spiritual. And it wasn't nothing being a wife. It wasn't nothing about none of that. You was a side chick. You wasn't no spiritual wife. Go on with that crap. Wasn't nothing spiritual. You was committing adultery. Wasn't nothing spiritual about that. I'm just being real. Come on, all that. Oh, I'm his spiritual wife. Ain't nothing spiritual about that. That was adultery that you was committing with that married man. And then you got upset because that married man was giving ping to everybody else. And you got depressed. Instead of you going after Shawn, you put a box together of emails and you sent it to the wife. Something is wrong with you right there. She get the box together with emails and pictures. And instead of you embarrassed and getting Shawn together, you went to the wife, the pregnant wife, and you wanted her to hurt like you was hurting. Come on, somebody. And I saw that and I'm like, something ain't right now. And I really wanted to call into the after show. And speak to that spiritual side chick, because ain't nothing spiritual. She was a side chick. And I would have told Avonte, Wright, drop the spiritual. Because what you was doing with that man was not spiritual. That was flesh. That was your flesh. And you committed adultery. There wasn't nothing spiritual about that. So you can just drop that. And if I would have hit the link, I wasn't feeling good, but if I would have hit the link, I would have said you committed adultery. And you need to repent from your sins. Because there ain't nothing spiritual about that. All right? Now, Brother Shawn was wrong for putting this lie in her head, Avonte Wright's head, that she a spiritual wife. Because that was a lie. And his wife that he's with is very beautiful. And look, Avonte Wright, he didn't leave you. He didn't leave his wife for you. He is still with his wife. And I don't know if he's still cheating on his wife or not. I'm not going to get into that. I was just triggered when she kept using spiritual wife. She should have said, we committed adultery. You know what I'm saying? I was a chick on the side. You know what I'm saying? It was wrong for you for sending that box. Now, did she apologize for sending that wife a box? Well, that could have been me. That could have been me. That could have been me. I'm so glad that could have been me. You sent a box to my house. I'm going to give you a box, all right. Because don't get me wrong, Avonte Wright is very beautiful. And it's just like, what was this man spilling to you in your mind to make you become, in your words, a spiritual wife? What was he spilling in your mind for you to leave your fiance, for you to become a spirit for 9 years, and he's going home with his wife, and then when he have time, he'll come and deal with you? What was he saying? Brother Shawn, if you in the bushes, if you can hit the link, because I want to know, what was you saying to Avonte Wright to make this woman leave her fiance, to make this woman become a spiritual wife? What was you saying? So I can copy that handbook and start saying it too, because that was amazing. That's a player right there. So what was he saying? I don't understand how you married and then I have a spiritual. That ain't nothing spiritual about that. Let's stop trying to use the Bible when you are doing something wicked, when you cheating and committing adultery. Like, let's stop that. Let's stop it right then and there. Now, that's something new that I've heard, spiritual wife. And then when you heard about they committing these acts, and I said, hey, I'm going to come out and I'm going to give my opinion about this. Thank you so very much, Ryan, for the $9.99. Thank you so very much for that. I'm going to give my opinion. All right. And this woman, she may have been brainwashed with the ping. She was brainwashed with the ping, and she was brainwashed saying that, oh, you my spiritual wife, she got this brainwash. Come on, somebody. Don't let no man come to you and say you his spiritual wife and he go marry his real wife. They go down the aisle. You can't get no property or you don't get no say so if you somebody's spiritual wife. Did he put a ring on it? Did you got the marriage certificate? Come on, all that mess. Come on, that's my spiritual husband. You've been used and brainwashed, and then you get depressed. Then you got to get a box of emails. You got to get a box of pictures to send to the real wife because you mad because your spiritual husband is cheating on you with other women. But he have already cheated on you when he sleep with his real wife. But because he kept cheating, you couldn't handle it. You got to put together a box. Get your answer down with your foolish self. That's foolishness. That is foolishness. That is so foolish. You hurt and depressed because a man had already cheated on you with his real wife when he married his real wife. But he cheated on you and you got depressed. And so you put a letter together and put a box together to send to the real wife. You better come on with this. Y'all better come on top with this foolishness. Let's start with this foolishness here. Stop calling your side chick your spiritual wife. That ain't your spiritual wife. That's something that you come in, that's it. She would have came out better marrying her fiance. And look how she is. And she think it's cute because she on Tasha K's show telling her story. Look foolish. Okay. Woo. I'm just, I just don't want to say that. What was Brother Shawn? Let me send Brother Shawn a DM. Can I send him a DM? Do y'all have his DM? Give me a second. Do y'all have his DM? What's Shawn? What is Brother Shawn's what is his Instagram? Where's Brother Shawn Instagram so I can leave him a side voice note? Give me a second. Let me see if I can find his Instagram to leave him a voice note. Give me a second here. We are live. We are live. I'm live here. Give me a second. Make sure y'all thumbs up. We're gonna open up the phone lines. Give me a second. Okay. How you doing, Brother Shawn? This is Brother Wiley. I am in my spirit. I feel like asking you a question. What did you actually say to sister? To that sister that calling you out on Tasha K platform, Avonte Wright, what did you tell her to make her feel that she was the spiritual wife when you got married to your real wife? So I just want to know, brother to brother, what did you let her know to make her leave her fiance? I would like to know. So when you get this message, hey, give me a call back and we would love to have you on the show. I want to know, how was that conversation to make a woman leave her fiance so you can go on out and cheat and get your real wife and have all this happy, loving family? And when she gave your wife the box, how did that make you feel, brother? So if you got anything to say, I would love you to call into the Wiley Show. All right, peace. I would like to know because I'm curious. And is Miss Sister Avion, is she in the bushes? Is she in the bushes? I sent him a voice note. Let me follow him. I sent him a voice note. Hopefully he'll respond. Okay. And I just was giving my opinion. All right. All right. So people say, oh, she was likable. She was a cheater. She committed adultery. Did she look nice? Yes. Is she beautiful? Yes. You know what I'm saying? But she tried to utilize religion to cover up the mess that she and Shawn was doing. They was doing something real messy. God don't condone you cheating on your wife and then call it your spiritual wife. He don't condone that mess. All right. Because if it's so spiritual, then let the wife know that you married and say, hey, I got a spiritual wife. Her name Avonte Wright. Do you agree? If it's so right. If it's so right, then let your wife know that you walk down the aisle with, and let her know before y'all get married and say, hey, before we get married, I have a spiritual wife. And see, do she agree with that? All right, man, I'm turned up now. Do y'all want me to open up the phone lines? I told you we gonna have a show. We're gonna have a show. I don't know if Miss Avonte Wright in the bushes, but I'm not on her side with that. I'm on the side of the wife. And when she sent that box, she sent it sneakily. She sent it because she wanted that marriage to be destroyed. She said, I wanted to destroy the bridge. She wanted to destroy this union. Because she was mad because, check this out, she mad because Shawn is cheating on her. Well, what you think was going to happen? What do you think was going to happen, that he was going to stay faithful to you? Oh, man. Some of these chicks, man, I don't understand. What made you think he was going to stay faithful to you? What made you think that? He already cheated on his wife with you, but then you mad because he cheating on other women. Get somewhere and sit down with that mess. Now you want to send a box. Man, please. Okay. Let me open up these phone lines. I just have to say that, okay? And she have other bones of her. You know, she probably slept with a lot of people in the business. And it is what it is. And I'm here for the entertainment factor because I was entertained. My gosh, she is beautiful. But did I say she was beautiful? By the way, she's beautiful. And I just hate that beautiful woman, you know, got used, you know, and brainwashed with religion and calling it spiritual. It's not nothing spiritual about that. All right. I'm going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to allow y'all to call in. Bear with me, people. Give me a second. We are live. If you're in the building, I need y'all to press 1. If you all can hear me, if you're in the building, press 1. We are live. And then we got to do another video today. So I got to make up for missing 2 days on here. So I got another video that we're going to be making after this. So we do ask you to please stay on topic. We ask that you please stay on topic. If you don't know anything about Avonte Wright and Shawn Stockman, you know, just don't call in. We want you to please stay on topic when we talk about this subject. We want to stay on topic when we talk about this subject, okay? All right, y'all can hear me? All right. All right, so we're going to open up the phone lines, and we're going to allow y'all to call in. The number is 646-716-8447. Okay, 646-716-8447. So hold on, I'm trying to see why the line's not connected.
For your show now, press 1.
Your show is scheduled to start in 30 seconds.
All right, 30 seconds. Seconds. 30 seconds. Let me put the number in here. Do we have any moderators in here?
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
All right, I don't see any moderators in. Oh, I see Bright Star in here. Hey, Bright Star. All right, give me a second. Let me do that right quick. Spiritual wife. Let's go to the phone lines. 5271.
Hello. Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to come on here because I am calling from Philadelphia, PA.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say that I listened to this lady speak her truth. And this is what I wanted to say. As women, sometimes we can get caught up with with the men, and she said, this is what I don't respect about this lady. She said she was okay with being a spiritual wife, quote unquote. If we want to put religion in it, she always said that she's okay with being a second wife, this and that. In Philadelphia, we have a big Muslim community here in Philadelphia. And we have these hood ratchet Muslim people that say that they're in this big family, but they're not. And these brothers hit them with that bull crap, with this, oh, you my Muslim wife, right? So I'm gonna do the same thing with this spiritual wife, quote unquote. I forgot this religion, but it's big in Philadelphia too.
Oh, you talking about the Hebrew, the Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, it's a big thing in Philadelphia. It's a big thing, and they full of crap too. I'm gonna tell you that they full of crap too. But what makes it not real is the wife didn't know the guy from Boyz in the Hood. I said
Boyz the Man. Shawn Stockman.
Boyz the Man. Shawn. The wife didn't know. So according to her, she was like, okay, Shawn called me and he said that, I got married. Are you okay with it? She said, okay, I'm okay. Go marry your wife. Go marry your wife. I will be the spiritual wife. I will be that girl on the side. I will be that girl that don't get nothing, right? So she did this for, she said 8 years. So the other wife didn't know. So this is my thing. When you found, you really thought he was just seeing you and his other wife. So when you found out that he got his stuff done, because I was listening to the whole thing, we all was listening to it. She said that he was with some lady that was in her father's in the industry and all this stuff, and he did and she went down on him and this, that, and third. She got so jealous that she put a package together to send to his wife. Then at that, she didn't even know that his wife was married. But this girl talked to Tasha K. She said, oh, I know him so much. He tell me everything. His wife don't even know him. But it seemed like, baby girl, you ain't know him either. She ain't know him either. So what I don't respect is they ain't had no ties together. They ain't had no kids together, nothing. She could have just said to him, you know what, I'm going to break off this spiritual marriage and I'm out. She got so jealous. She wanted the wife to know. Wiley, I can't get down with that. And she's a piece of crap for that.
And what gets me when she said that she wanted to hurt the wife feelings, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you waited all this time, 9 years. You might as well just continue this thing going on. But she was so angry at him because he was cheating on her with so many other, and he probably used that old spiritual wife and all to a whole bunch of women. And she didn't go to the other women that Shawn is dealing with. She went to the wife. Right. And then she tried to clean up. Well, right. I didn't know if she was pregnant. I would have never. If she was pregnant, you still would have sent her that box. But she did that to embarrass. She would have, because she was hurt. Her feelings was hurt. But you knew what you signed up. Honey, you left your fiance for a man that was spreading that peen east, west, north, and south. And you didn't, you know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing that the fiance was a good guy. He's known in the business. She didn't say any names of the fiance name, but he was real known in the business. So you left somebody that really loved you to deal with a man that cheated on you left and right. And he used this spiritual wife. I'm like, okay, all right.
Right. And Wiley, what's dangerous is This girl, you can't tell this girl nothing. I have the Tasha K app. So I listened to her whole interview. I listened to when people called in on the app, called in to ask her questions, and she answered. You can't tell this girl nothing. She thinks she know everything. I mean, one of the guys was like, okay, well, you did all of this. What did you get out of this? Whatever. And she's showing a watch. This girl is dangerous. She's very dangerous. And she really need her ass beat.
Oh, the language.
I'm
all right,
sorry.
Thank you, sis. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you. Gotta let you go. That language. 1753 caller, you're live on the air.
Hello, Wiley. How you doing?
All right.
Good. I'm glad you're feeling better. I was waiting for you to go live originally.
Yeah, I'm feeling much better. And I said, I just feel real bad. Let me just rest. And I'm still not all the way there. And shout out to Tasha, because Tasha K called me. Shout out to my subscribers. Mm-hmm. Y'all called, y'all emailed, y'all were on it. Y'all was like, well, she's in the chat. I'm like, oh my God, hope she can come back another day.
She was in the chat. She was waiting for you to go live, and I was excited. I'm like, yes, because you know, my good sis, the voice and all of that. Like, you was gonna roast her, so I was waiting for you to come on. I'm like, fuck you.
Yes.
You already know what it is. Mm-hmm. This girl, Wiley, she's delusional. Okay, she's delusional. She speaks so highly, thinking that she's more than what she was. Like, all she really was a cum bucket. Okay, like she was a doormat at his disposal. All right, like everybody knows, he who cheats on you, so he who cheats with you cheats on you. I don't understand why she felt like she was any better than the wife. She said in Tasha K's interview, oh, well, I didn't want to be the wife. She's lying. She could never be the wife because she doesn't want to be with her. She was automatically friend zoned, and she thought she was special. Then she had the nerve to send a box. The wife didn't even get the box. She said that she called the wife's phone to let the wife know that the box was there. How desperate do you have to be to do that? like I don't understand. She said they live in a condo and she didn't know she was gonna get the mail, so she called the wife. I'm like, wow, like you was really hurt and you trying to dress it up in a bow and a nice package, and in the box had like numerous emails, which I don't even know why you would send that, and a picture of her husband schlong. I'm like, what is going on? Like, shorty, like she was good TV, I would say that, but she's dangerous, okay, and she's dumb. No lie, like, because at the end of the day, all of this spiritual white stuff, don't try to mess with, spirituality and Christianity and all that nonsense for your sins. All right, you knew he was taken. And then on top of that, he told you that he had a wife and he was okay with it. Like, that's weird. And then she said when they were on tour, she went with him in Japan and she let him call his wife. Of course, she couldn't say nothing because she knew her place. When he was talking to his wife, she had to put up or shut up.
And my thing is this: she have already had her own life, her own fiance. She left her fiance to share a man with the community. Yeah, that's typically what it was. she had some community pain. I want to know what was Shawn telling this chick, because I want to repeat some of that stuff so I can get some women like that. What was he saying?
You know what it is? You know what it is? She put it down so good on her. You saw me, because she said like she waited a year. Okay, they were intimate, but she waited a year till she gave it up. What happened is that she had some good sex. She bust her cheeks. Okay, and so much so that she had a soul tie connection. I don't know if people are familiar with soul ties. Okay, that's really what it sounded like to me. That it touched her soul. All right, he went all the way up on her chest, and she couldn't let that go. That's why it was the best she ever had. That was the best she ever had.
Yeah, because she did say something about the soul, and that soul tie. The thing is so real. I can't even tell you how many times I've been on the phone with people. Their baby daddy is a soul tie, but he's no good. But you just can't get away from him because he got some good pink. So let's not act like that don't exist. That's why you have to be very cautious on who you make love with. You know what I'm saying? Because you can get tied up with that person. So that's so true. And I do kind of feel for, out of all of this, I feel for the children, I feel for the wife, because all of this on social media.
Okay, I don't feel for the wife because the wife knew about it and she still stayed. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. All right. The
Okay.
wife, well, not the wife didn't really know. Let me scratch that. She didn't know. But when she found out, she didn't do anything. She just said, he said a public apology, and that was it. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, they've been together for how many years? Like, I would have been divorcing him.
Well, the wife had a wife have to know when a man is cheating, unless you have to have especially if your man is in the business, she know. You know what I'm saying? And I guess she was like, I'm gonna just stick beside him. You know what I'm saying? And everything.
She's like, that's my man, and I'm gonna stick beside him. You know that TikTok video?
I'm gonna stick beside him.
It's really, really, really sad. And I don't understand why they always put like, oh, they were pregnant. What are you telling us that she was pregnant for? Like, she could have kept that to herself. Oh, well, I had a termination. What are you telling us that for? Like, why do we care? I didn't really understand that. I'm like, okay, like he nutted in me. Okay, he shot up the club, and you know what I'm saying? But
so, but why were we gonna know? But she told her.
Tasha got to bring her back.
Okay.
You said what?
No. Thank you for calling in. No, thank you for giving your point. Thank you.
Yes, have a good one, Wiley. Take care.
All right, bye. Okay, let's see. Is this hello 8541 last four?
Hey, what's up, Wiley? I hear y'all talking about me.
How are you doing?
I'm good. They came to my Instagram like, yo, call in. I'm like, call in where? I was here. Listen, one thing about me is I'm very, very open. I'm not delusional. I am very honest about what, where, who, the mistakes I've made. And I allow people to have their opinion because that's what it is. It's not my life, it's their opinion. And unless you're in that type of situation, unless you have been in a religious semi-cult, as some people would say, it is not for everybody to understand. I damn near don't understand how in the hell I was there looking back. You understand what I'm saying? But I get it. It's a key for me when I listen to everybody in their anger. It looks like projection more so than, because you mad at me. Like, why you mad at me for telling my truth? And nothing I said, not one thing I said was fake or false or that I don't have anything to back up with. Mm-hmm. Do you guys know the entire story? Absolutely not. It is so much more. Y'all think you guys think I've said some stuff? Trust me, it's a lot. It can get a lot messier. And I'm not proud of that. But one thing the reason why I did the Tasha K situation wasn't me calling Tasha K like, I'm Shawn's wife. I mean, ex-girl or ex-fiance or ex-spiritual wife or ex-mistress or ex, as they say, cum bucket, I guess they call it. I didn't call Tasha K on that. I was actually calling Tasha K or talking to Tasha K because of the Ariane situation. And I didn't like the way Ariane was so vicious to the wife. And I just felt like she can be mad and she can be, but I just, we all got hurt in the relationship. Everybody got hurt. He got hurt. The wife got hurt. I got hurt. We all got hurt. But that doesn't mean that I have to attack her. I have never once said anything negative to attack his wife. If anything, you guys don't understand the relationship. I can't see the comments, so you guys forgive me. If anything, no one will ever understand it because a lot of y'all ain't Israelites. A lot of y'all don't know the faith. That's just like you going over to another country where they have concubines or Africa where they have concubines and looking at them like they crazy. You don't understand the issue. You don't understand the situation. I get it because now looking back, I can see where y'all coming from. That's why I'm not in, most people will be scared.
I want to ask you a question because you speak about the religious part. Mm-hmm. Let's be clear. What if Shawn to those other women, because you said you were depressed, he was cheating. What was them his other spiritual wives? Wouldn't that he still would be right in the religion? Because you was a spiritual wife, you say.
Let me tell you.
What if he had other spiritual wives?
Wiley.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you something, Wiley. From the information that I have gathered from even that Latin. So I knew about a couple of females. And if you guys really want to know the truth, I've never went public with this information. The only thing that I've ever did was defend myself. the beginning, when I first left Shawn, I went to his wife. Yeah, you can have your negative things to say about it. You wasn't there. You wasn't in my brain. You wasn't in my heart. You wasn't in my pain. I get it. That may have been wrong. It may have been right to some people. That was my decision. I can't take that back. I went there. He went public. He attacked me on Twitter publicly. And then because I fought back publicly, I was talking, I said what I said publicly. That's how it got into the blogs. This last situation where he went public and was like, I just want to say I'm sorry, and I had infidelity and I messed with people. He said that. I didn't go to the public at that time. And he tried to blame me again. He was like the same person. I'm like, yo, I emailed him and told him one of his new girls that I have nothing to do with has contacted me and she's in pain because he also got her into this religion. And I know how that religion is. And I know how hard they are. And I contacted him privately. He went publicly to attack me.
And so this was...
And then
that was after you sent his wife the box, correct? With this new one.
The box was a long time ago.
Okay.
That stuff was years ago. I was deep in it. I was still dating him when I sent the box. If they stop, get out of the anger and just really listen to the story and then ask questions, they will understand where it came from. I talked to him. When he was going to the airport, I talked to him. He told me he loved me when he was about to get on that plane. I wanted out. I was like, yo, I'm in this religion. It's crazy. I'm getting chastised. I can only hang out with the people in a religion. I'm having counsel every week. They not checking him for the stuff he's doing. They're only checking me, making me. It was a lot. I was like, I got to get out of this. And I wanted to burn the bridge. And so I needed to do something drastic because I was abandoned from all my friends. It was a lot. So it's not as cut and dry as everybody thinking because they're looking at their lives. And a lot of people have been cheated on and all that cum bucket stuff. Listen, we've all been cum buckets, if that's how they want to put it. Because at the end of the day, if you have a boyfriend that has lied to you, he got what he wanted from you and you didn't get married.
And so you're speaking about this religion. So I'm assuming that you're no longer a part of that religion, correct?
Well, they kicked me out.
Oh, you got kicked out
when I went to the wife. They kicked me out when I went to the wife.
Oh no! Not you got kicked out.
No, because I went to the wife. He's a celebrity in that religion. You know what I'm saying? He was a celebrity in that religion. And when I went to the wife, they basically had him, from what I understand, I don't know because I know some of the sisters that were still friends with me because everybody that I talked to called me crying. And I was like, what's going on? They were like, my husband said I can't talk to you anymore. And they had a meeting about something. I don't know if it's true. All I know is everybody called me and was crying, allegedly. Let's use them words because I didn't talk to it. They didn't directly tell me I couldn't come back. But they just basically told anybody that had contact with me, allegedly, that they could not no longer be in contact with me.
Mm-hmm. So do you know?
And I told them, each person, not to contact me because I know how they felt about the faith and don't, betray their husbands.
A lot of people I was talking to, and they said this chick is still bitter that she have not become Shawn's wife. And she's now doing these interviews because she's still bitter. What do you say to those people that call you bitter and that you are doing this years later because you're still in love with Shawn?
I get it, Wiley. And I wish I can't make someone know how I feel. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe they would still be bitter if they were in that position. But listen, I promise you, even in the letter, I wish them well. I never wanted him to, even when we used to talk, I used to tell him, she's never going to leave you. Stop. because he used to threaten that he used to kind of threaten that, like, she's gonna take my kids, my family, my everything away, my money. He used to I'm like, she's not going nowhere. I never once thought she was leaving. I never wanted her to leave. And I understand when people say that I'm bitter is because that's maybe what they would feel. But they can't say what I feel because they don't know what my heart is. And when I tell you, Wiley, and I tell your listeners, I'm doing just fine.
Okay.
like my messages said, I'm doing just fine. And as far as people saying, oh, she left her fiance, yo, that dude was cheating on me too.
Wow.
And so let me tell you, so I can, because I do look at you, Wiley, and I liked you from Tasha K. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think you're a key, and I am not a person that feels like you can't put me in my place, tell me how you feel. Like, I welcome that.
I just want to ask you a question.
So
you're no longer a side chick, because so you're single right now, or you a side chick right now?
A lot of people are a side chick.
Okay.
I was engaged and I found out, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, that side chick word is used very, very loosely. What does it mean? This dude is messing with two different women.
Okay.
At the end of the day. You understand what I'm saying? And some of these men actually leave their wives for other women. So who is the side chick is used loosely, and nowadays everybody is probably a side.
So I'm just saying right now, are you retired for being a side chick? Are you retired from that? Because I want to know.
I've never, because it's not no retirement.
Okay.
It's not no, I stand up to it. It's not no, I stand by it. It's life happened. I fell in love with the wrong person. I believe the wrong person. Life happens. And if you need to put a label on me to feel better about whatever it is that you're feeling, that's fine. Call me mistress, call me side chick, call me spiritual wife in the cult, call me whatever. If that's what you feel. I'm just saying to people that life happens. And I fell in love, and it just so happened that at the time I was spiritually going through a lot. I was in the church, grew up in the church, and I was having some issues with the church at the time, and he brought another religion, the truth, as they call it, as the Israelite. And so as I was going through that, I was trying to find myself. And I was thinking to myself at the time, because I was in my 20s, at the time, maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe I am living of the world. Maybe I am, depending on what other people think I should feel and how I should live and how I should do. Maybe I am, because to be honest with you, in the Israelite faith, I've seen men that carry this situation on very well, and they're all happy about it. We just so happen to be in the entertainment business. I was popping at the time. You know what I'm saying? He was popping at the time. So our situation would have been a lot different. We had a lot more to lose.
Do you feel sad
we had different
that
type of players.
All the men that you pretty much picked cheated on you? Is it because of the men that you picked, or have you ever get depressed about that? Because that could be sad. No, like, oh my gosh, you was on these magazines, but Wiley, these men that you've been with, they cheating on you.
Wiley, if Beyonce can get cheated on.
Okay, anybody. Yeah, that's a good point.
If Halle Berry could get cheated on. Come on now. Let's stop playing games.
Okay. So you
know what I'm saying? So let's not try that, because a lot of people, because it's not the women, and I think I'm gonna do a YouTube, because I just started my YouTube too, about women thinking that it's their fault that they're getting cheated on. It is not your fault that you're getting cheated on. It's that man's fault, and he's searching for something to make him feel better. He's searching for something to make himself feel whole. I was whole. I never once went outside of any of my relationships. When I decided that I was going to get into a relationship with Shawn, and as homegirl was saying, it must have been the soul or whatever, he hit her soul, I didn't even have sex with him when I agreed to this. So it wasn't the peen.
It was more so the religion. Like, it must have been some.
It was a lot about the religion.
Okay, so so in this religion, they give men a pass to cheat, per se, or to be with multiple wives?
It's not considered cheating.
Oh.
So that's when you have to ask yourself, what is cheating? Because in the religion, according to the Bible, a whole bunch of people in the Bible had, several wives. So if you're talking about religion, you can't say what's good and what's wrong for anybody's religion. Muslim women or Muslim men, some of them can have multiple wives. If you go into Africa, a lot of them can have multiple wives. So it's not about what's wrong and what's right. It's what's wrong and what's right for you and your life and your God or your Most High or your spirituality. It's not for somebody else to tell you what's wrong and what's right. So what I'm saying is that's how I kind of looked at it. I was just like, okay, I'm going to try to do what I'm being taught. And I'm going to try to do something a little bit different. Did it pan out? I started looking at him sideways. Yeah, I was, it took me a while, but I was like, nah, I can't. And I was honest with myself. That's why it's hard for me to hear people be like, she wanted to be the wife. Nah, I was honest with myself. I looked at that crap and was like, this is some BS.
So what was the wake-up call for you?
Out here.
Was it the
wake up call was the Israelites, the section that the church that we were in, and if you know anything about the Israelites, they don't agree with like outside of the 12 tribes. You're not supposed to deal with outside of the 12 tribes, right? And it's about the truth. That's what they call it, the truth. So that's why I said to him, I was able to deal with it because I wanted him to be truthful to me. And regardless, because we can get through anything if we do it correctly. That's why I was, that's why I think a lot of people, they were so angry, wasn't listening to the interview. But it's just about being truthful. So what really did it to me, and I think I said it in the interview, if they listened, was when he did some foul stuff with something that wasn't of what we were trying to accomplish. And I'm like, oh, so you're going to try to pimp the Bible on me. And I had said that to him. I said, one thing you're not going to do is pimp the Bible. So you can tell me about all of these multiple wives and all of these righteous men in the Bible that have multiple wives, but they were righteous. So if you're not going to be righteous, we doing the same stuff everybody else is doing. And that's what we wasn't trying to do. We were both new in this religion too. I can say that. So we were both trying something new. It didn't pan out, and it's fine. I was like, okay, he ain't, he got a little comfortable. He tastes the water, and I'm not even going to say he tastes the water because allegedly this ain't his first time ever going outside of his relationships.
Wow.
So he just found, allegedly, so he just found it easier. He found a religion that allowed it. So now it becomes, he has something.
And so you're over him now? Are you still in love with him now?
I am so over him, Wiley. Like I said, I can listen to Boyz II Men and sing along. I'm cool. I'm over him. I've been over him. Even to the point where when the new girl, when he made that video, came to me, I privately texted him or DM'd him and was like, yo, just talk to her. Don't even, you know what I'm saying? I know what she's going through. Don't do this to these women. Everybody ain't built like me. Because she was going through it. You know what I'm saying? And this is when people and women and all of these women are attacking people for their mistakes instead of having compassion and understanding. Like, these people's feelings were involved. You ain't never seen this man cry to you. You don't hear him talk about the relationship that he has with his wife. You don't know who his wife is. Y'all making her out to be like an angel as if y'all know her. I'm not saying she's not. I'm just saying you don't know what the relationship of that marriage is. And and it's just crazy to me. But everybody wants to have compassion for another woman, but no one wants to have compassion for me, maybe.
I don't think
You understand
most
what I'm
people
saying?
would never have compassion for the other woman, the side chick. They're going to always be on the side of the wife. It is what it is. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
So
I don't think
so
that.
it is what it is. So
Mhm.
why do I have to have compassion then? You don't have compassion for me. You don't care about me, but you want other people to care about other people. That don't make sense to me either.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we're gonna have compassion for people, let's have compassion for humans, because they might both be trifling. I might be the innocent, not saying that I am. I might be the one who just listened to this whole situation, got involved in a cult, and almost drank the Kool-Aid. And I looked at the Kool-Aid and said, that still look like it got something floating. I ain't gonna drink it, and ran the other way. So we're not gonna act like people can't spiritually be, hypnotized. And it wasn't about the peen. So everybody's making it so sexual. And I didn't have sex with him for over a year before. And this was after I had already left my situation.
Mm-hmm.
It took you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not gonna lie with my fiance, regardless on what he does. So I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to leave that respectfully before anything happens, before any more feelings get involved, before any of that. Homegirl, I am not miserable. Like, misery is not in me. I am so at peace, and I'm so happy. And stop projecting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm hearing your point, and I think that you should more so do a video and just like, there's a lot of women that are still in your shoes. They're not even in religion. They just are the side chick. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women get caught up in that mess, and it's so sad. And we don't really hear from the side chick or have sympathy. Traditionally, we always side with the wife. We always side with her, and we throw the side chick away. But we also understand is it's to the tango. What was that man telling that side chick, telling that woman when he was talking to her and stuff like that? But you was in a religion. This was the religion part. You had a in your words, a spiritual connection. And I think he manipulated the spiritual part with you. And he was still doing what all he was doing outside of your relationship with him. Like, he was still cheating, doing other stuff. And that got to be embarrassing as well, because you were coming up in the business.
It's not embarrassing.
It wasn't embarrassing for you to go through that?
No, let me tell you why it's not embarrassing. For you to be embarrassed, you have to hold value of someone else's opinion highly, more so than your own. I hold myself. Like, I know that I make mistakes. I know that, listen, things happen. I have talked to women, a lot of women, that has been cheated on, that has been abused, that has been in situations. So I know that I'm not alone in some jacked up, decisions. We all have made jacked up decisions. We all have dealt with dudes that we probably shouldn't have dealt with, or women. We all have done that. And I understand it. So for me to be embarrassed, I lived it. Opinions can't embarrass me because I lived it. I know exactly what I was going through. I know exactly what I was told. I know exactly the reasons of why I did it. I know exactly what happened and occurred in that relationship. Everybody else is just holding opinions, and they're only holding opinions from their experiences. Because if you go to another country, or you go to the religion of the Israelites, or whatever the case may be, they're going to look at it differently. They're not going to look at it as, sis, you need to be embarrassed. They're not going to look at it as, so I understand that people are holding opinions only on their experiences. And I'm not mad at that. That's why I welcome them. And, somebody said, because I'm kind of looking at the chat, somebody said verbally slap me and stuff like that. Why? You don't know that man. You don't know that man's wife, and you don't know me. So most likely you don't know the full situation. And just like with the Arion thing, I didn't know the full situation. So when she was going off on the wife, I was like, yo, she doesn't have anything to do with it. Then I start finding out other information. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I had to shut my mouth and apologize.
I hear you. A lot of people, even including myself, we would say, well, this was adultery that they were committing, and they're trying to call it spiritual. It was nothing spiritual about it. It was adultery. And it's so sad that you went through this because
So y'all know the Bible.
I'm just saying for people who are saying
about
it. We're saying like this was adultery.
Speak on the Bible.
Okay.
If we're gonna speak, because a lot of people like to bring up adultery and biblical words and stuff like that, but they only take and this is the problem that I had with religion, and I'm more spiritual now than religious, because religion, definitely puts you in a box. So a lot of people, especially when it comes to religion, they like to take bits and pieces of the Bible, and they don't really actually hold the Bible in its full context. And you can speak, and I don't want this, and Wiley, before because I'm not about to sit here and have a religious discussion on YouTube. Like, that's not what I want to do. But what I am going to say is, if you're going to throw out biblical things like adultery and all of that stuff, then let's talk about it in the whole context of the Bible. In the whole context of all of those men that was righteous in the Bible that had multiple wives.
Okay. And I hear your point. I just think that I'm glad that you out of it, because it was a very messy situation. Obviously, he hurt you, because I think that if he wouldn't have hurt you and cheated on you, you would have never sent the wife a box of information about that. You all would still be in that relationship, correct? If he would have not cheated on you, if he would have not been dealing with other women outside of y'all spiritual relationship, you would have still been with him. Not true?
No, not true. I didn't have a problem with other spiritual wives. Like, I agreed to that. What I had a problem with, and I think you guys keep missing the point, is I don't want to be lied to. So when you start lying to me, I don't care who else you lie to, but when you lie to me, it's the problem, because trust is big in any of my relationships. So if I can't trust you, then what's the point of me staying in a situation where I can't even trust you? So that's where the problem is. It wasn't that he was cheating on me. It wasn't that it was that he was lying about some of the things. It was that he was doing things that even in our religion, he wasn't supposed to be doing. It was the fact that when I was telling the apostles and the comforter and all of that, what he was doing, they wasn't checking him, which made me side-eye them, which made me then side-eye the religion.
Mm-hmm. And I hear that.
It wasn't about cheating. It was about lying.
Lying to you. So right now, you're single.
It wasn't about cheating. It was about lying.
Okay, it's about the lying part. We understand that. So you are a single woman right now, because you talk about this situation. I want to know, how do you deal with your relationship now? Can a man come to you and say, "Hey, I want you to be my spiritual wife"? Are you down with that now, or no?
Listen, it's not about wife stuff. Like, I'm not in that religion anymore.
Okay.
I'm about people, like I said, my thing is just people being honest, because I know a lot of married men that are friends, and I know a lot of women that have been cheated on with their men. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just more so like, whoever comes to me needs to be honest with what they want, what they need, and what's going to make them happy. And if they need to go and do whatever it is that they're going to do, because guess what? It ain't no contract, no government contract, no, smile that's going to make a man not do what he wants to do, or a female. So it ain't about us. It ain't about the vows, because everybody's talking about the vows, Wiley. He made those vows. He went into the church, Wiley. He went to the priest. He looked at the priest probably with tears in his eyes, Wiley. And he told the Most High that he was going to be right by that woman. I didn't.
I heard. That's a good point. That's a really, really a good point right there. He made those vows. But right now, like, I think that you learn from this situation. I don't think men can manipulate you anymore, because I think you was easy to be manipulated. But I think now you don't play no games. Now that man gotta come with it, and he gotta be honest and be. And
you better act like you know.
And I don't believe that
Act like you know.
Yeah, because this is something like you're getting dragged all in the streets, like people were dragging you, et cetera, et cetera. But what do you look for a man now? You say being honest, and what other traits do they have to have? Because I don't know what Shawn told you or how he got you involved in that. That's shocking to see you got involved in that religion.
It's a shock. It's a shock every day of somebody's life of what they have done for. It's a shock that a lot of women are in jail over their husbands or boyfriends. It's a shock that women are being beat by men. It's a shock a lot of things that humans go through in life. It's shocking when it's not your life. I get it. So I don't feel like people drag me. I feel like people project upon me. So I'm not tripping off of that. You can't drag a person you don't know. That's the internet. You're just speaking whatever it is that your opinion is and your experiences and your hypocrisy. That's it. So you're not dragging me. All the people in the comments, I can't really read them, but all the people in the comments, if they feel like they're dragging me, they're not. I don't feel like it's a drag, and they're entitled to those opinions that they have. And I get it. And they can say she's dumb, she's this, she's that, but let me put a magnifying glass on your life and see how smart you are. And see if every question, and see if every I'm sorry, I had a call, and see if every decision that you made was the smartest. So I don't look at it as everybody dragging me, because they don't know me to drag me. They don't even know that man to drag me. They don't know his wife to drag me. They're going by what marriage is supposed to be. But we all know in 2022, marriage ain't what it's supposed to be.
I would actually.
So they can't.
I don't see, you're being public with this and everything like this, and you're saying all of this. What if the wife come at you and say, you was complicit in all of this? You knew what you signed up for. Don't try to blame the religion.
And that's a conversation. That's the conversation that I can have with her.
Okay.
And I will respect her in that. She can have that with me, because she's a player in this whole situation. But that's not to say that I'm not a player also. And that's not to say that I don't hold myself accountable for everything that I've done in it also. And it's not to say that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that what I did was right, what I did was wrong. She can 100% come to me and say anything she wants to. And she can't tell me what to blame it on. You can't tell me I can't blame it on the religion. I can blame it on whatever it is that I want to blame it on, because I know why I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what it was at the time, during the time, and after the time. So you can't tell me how to feel, what I should have done, or how I should feel now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where people and their entitlements get involved, is where you feel like you're entitled to make someone live the way you think they should live.
And, a lot of women, deal with married men. A lot of these Instagram models, you know what I'm saying, get caught up with married men and they get into these situations. What advice do you give to these new women on the scene in the industry that get in the predicament with a married man? What advice do you give to those women? Do you tell them to get out? What do you tell them?
You know what? It's hard. It's my thing with other women that are getting involved in these situations. I don't really tell them what to do. What I would tell them is be smart, protect your heart, and I'm here to listen if you need someone after, because I don't know, because I've actually seen somebody that was a side chick that actually ended up getting married to the dude she was a side chick with. Now listen, would I want to be in that position because I'll start having trust issues? No, but listen, that's not my life. So I can't tell you don't do it, because everybody's situation is different. Everybody's love is different. You don't know. So we can't paint everybody's relationship under the same brush. Like, we can't do it. So I will only tell people that, listen, protect your heart. That's pretty much all I can tell you. And I will be here if you need me, because you might not.
Because with me, I always tell women, keep your legs close to married men. Married men, keep your pants zipped up to women that are not your wife. And because you will save yourself a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of depression if you say, hey, I'm not even going to involve myself into a man that's taken. You know what I'm saying? And that man should not involve themselves with a woman if he's already taken, because it's messy. It's just a messy situation.
It's all messy. Life is messy.
It's messy.
Wiley,
and it's also
messy sometimes.
I understand that, but it's also dangerous.
We all messy.
It's also dangerous too, because you don't know if that wife outside watch you about to hit you with a Glock. You just don't know. It's just a messy situation.
Wiley.
Yes, ma'am.
When people say that, people always forget that there's two humans in that situation. Everybody ain't as tough as they talk.
Okay, yes.
So just like she can be ready about that business, you don't know where I come from either. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where people get effed up. Like, that's where they get messed up. If they think that they can play with everybody. You can't play with everybody. Right. You need to play at home and stay there. Like, she should already know. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at the one that was stood in front of that pastor that y'all picked out, stood in that church that y'all decided to get into, and took that vow and signed that contract. I didn't sign it. He should be, under that contract. I'm not under that contract. I don't owe nobody nothing. I owe myself. I owe myself the respect. I owe myself. So that's why I say I don't feel embarrassed, because I already went through that. I already went through that depression of why I did it. And I can't believe I've been in that. I can't believe I allowed myself to do that. I've already went through that. Got counsel, did all of that. So I can't be embarrassed because somebody that don't know me has an opinion about me. That's what we need to stop. That's the part that we need to help women realize, is that is their opinion and their projection. Mm-hmm. You should not feel embarrassed by your life. That's it. Don't be embarrassed by it.
Do you think that your situation was an entanglement? Because when I look at Jada Pinkett when she said it, I said, was Avonte Wright in an entanglement? Was that an entanglement that she was in with Shawn? If we were to speak about it today, would you say that this was an entanglement?
I don't know what Jada Pinkett Smith's entanglement consists of. Like, I heard clips of it. I didn't follow the story.
Okay.
So I can't really put my situation in that situation. All I can say is people are going to have their opinions, and they're only going to have their opinions on their own reality. And that's fine. But just remember that their reality is not mine.
That's true.
And just remember that their life is not my life. And I'm okay with that. So when people come and say certain things, they think that they're affecting me, but they don't, because I've dealt with this. Like, I know the truth. They only know speculation or half of a story. So I'm okay. That's why I want women out there to understand you can't be mad at the side piece, the mistress, the book, whatever y'all want to call them, whatever. You can be mad at them all.
So Avonte, right now, today, are you in a relationship today? Are you happy? Are you in a relationship today? Or
I
are
don't
you
really
single?
want to say
nothing. Well, you got
like,
your boo.
Maybe we'll come back and talk about that once the smoke clears. Yeah.
Yes.
What I can say is that I am not in a place of hate. I'm not in a place of anger, and I'm not in a place of sadness.
Okay.
I've been through that. I know what that looks like. I've dealt with it, and I've walked through that tunnel. So I'm good. I'm very much so
you
in a place of peace.
You had to pay. Hey, you sound happy. You sound happy. Like
I am so. That's the only reason why I could call in. That's why I could call. If I was so miserable or so sad, I would be scared to call
y'all. Okay, yeah, and you're very beautiful. By the way, you're not strung out. You know, I didn't see any of that. Like, you very articulate and you really stood your ground. And I'm surprised that you did an interview, because this have happened so long ago, but you spoke about it. And I think that your story is going to help the next woman get out of their situation and to become free, because there's so many women that are tied up in religion, tied up into cults, tied up into a man telling them lies.
Right.
So hearing your story, I think it may help somebody.
I have 15 messages of women that was in that religion that is calling me for help. So regardless on what anybody has to say and why I did it, or nobody cares about them, I don't care about them either. It's my story that I'm telling. It's a story and an experience that I've lived through that I'm telling. They can be washed up. They could be whatever. I can be washed up. I can be whatever. They can call it clout. Hey, clout what? Where's the clout? Like that, I lived that. That ain't no, I'm just doing it just so I can be whatever. I actually went through everything that I said. So I just say that I'm happy that Miss Kiwi asked me to do the interview, because I am helping women that may have went through the same thing that I went through, and that is confused. And one of his girls contacted me because she was also hurt and confused. So regardless on anybody else, regardless on all of the Tuesday night quarterbacks, the ones that think, oh, I would do things differently, regardless on all of that, I'm at peace with why I did it, who I did it with, and when I decided to talk about it, because I never really talked about it. I'd never given an interview like that.
Well, because
I had to be at peace before I gave that interview. So you're asking why? It's because I'm so over it. I can talk about it freely and be authentic and honest about my feelings.
I'm excited.
So yeah, it took a couple of years.
That you are free and that you're able to get your story. Have you ever thought about to write a book, because you have so many experiences in the business? Have you ever thought about putting a book together?
Actually, I was approached by a very, 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 very big production publishing company. And this was back at the beginning of the relationship. And I was supposed to write the book. But as I was going through the book process, I didn't want my whole book to be on, salacious things about them. And that's what the publishers wanted me to talk about. They wanted me to just tell all the juice because they knew I had it. And I said no. I wasn't ready at the time. I wanted to tell my story from my whole complete story and allow that to be part of it, not just be a book about what they doing in their lives. So that's the reason why I didn't write the book. I did get offered a lot of money to write the book, and I chose not to for several reasons. Again, one of them, I wasn't ready at the time. And then two, I didn't want to be salacious. I just wanted to tell the story, and that's it.
I want to ask you, because when you sent the wife the box, did you want her to divorce Shawn when you sent that box? Because you said you wanted to.
No, I didn't. I keep answering this question to y'all, Wiley, and I know you're looking at the chat and they probably keep asking the same question, but I did not want I knew she wasn't. And if you guys go back and look at the interview, if you want to, you will read that letter was the exact letter. You guys can hear the letter. You know what I'm saying? I was saying this was a point of me being free, me being honest. And I wanted it just to be over. I wanted everybody to know I'm tired, I'm done, and that's it. I knew we had conversations about it. And I even told Tasha when I was doing the interview that if I would have knew she was pregnant, I would have told her then anyway. I wasn't trying to affect her baby. I wasn't trying to have them divorced. I knew she wasn't going nowhere. And if you know her and you know the situation and you heard, and you're close to the whatever from what I was gathering, I knew she wasn't going nowhere. She's still there. So if she's still there, just like a lot of people are saying, okay, she's still there, she ain't going nowhere. Do you think I didn't think that?
Okay. All right. Well, I thank you.
I knew.
I'm glad.
I knew she was there.
Okay. I'm just glad that you called in. I'm glad you called in today to give your side more in depth of what you gave, because the interview I was highly entertained and I learned something new. Spiritual wife. All right. I learned something new about that. This religion. The Hebrew Israelites. I've learned something new about that. So, thank you so much for calling in. Is anything else that you want to share? And I hope that you do write a book. If it come out independently, or if you do it self-publishing, I'm definitely going to purchase it because I would love to hear more about your story and the other juicy stuff in the business as well. And I would love to hear about it.
Well, I would say this. It's all love over here. And I understand the trigger that a lot of women may feel when they hear me speak. I understand that they want to call me names and try to so-called drag me. I get all of that. But one thing I can say to all of them that may hate me or may feel like they think they know who I am, it's still all love over here. I don't have no beef with nobody. I accept all opinions, and I may learn from somebody. But the way people come at you, they don't come at you with trying to teach you or trying to, they come so vile, I guess. So I accept that, and with open arms, it's all love.
I want to ask
okay
you
over here.
Did you hear from Shawn after the interview? After the interview with Tasha K, did he reach out to you?
Well, the problem is that he probably can't at this point, because there's a lot. There was an NDA that was supposed to be signed. It was a lot, and this is why it's crazy, because people are always talking about me embarrassing her. He actually did the public embarrassment. I didn't. I never went public until he tried to attack me. So he publicly embarrassed his wife. Second, 2 times in a row when it involved me. So I don't think he can talk to me or try to talk to me. And some people have tried to contact me, but there's nothing to say. You know why? Because everything that I said, I have receipts and proof, and they know it happened. So what is he going to call me and say?
I don't know. To be his spiritual wife again? I don't know.
What'd you say?
To be his spiritual wife? To get back into that again? I don't know.
I left. Wiley, I left. How you going to ask somebody that left you to come back?
Okay.
I left.
All right.
He didn't leave me. I left.
Okay.
I was gone. I was out the door.
Uh-huh.
I didn't drink the Kool-Aid.
Okay.
I seen the poison in the Kool-Aid floating. I said, nah, I'm good.
Okay. I'm so glad you called in. Thank you so very much for calling in, sis. Wow. I'm looking forward to
bye, hater.
I'm looking forward to your future, your future projects that you're gonna have. I'm looking forward to all of that. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, well, let the dragging begin, everybody. I probably won't be able to hear it because I'm about to go, but you guys get it off. Like, get it in. Go off, sis. Go off. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye. Okay. I'll tell you right. Call into the Wiley Show, and she gave her side of the story. All right. Spiritual wife, an adulterer. Who knows? Y'all let me know about this whole entire situation. What do you think about it and stuff? We're going to open these phone lines. We have the phone lines open up. 646-716-8447. All right, give me a second here. Let's go to the phone line. Can you please mute me in the back? So mute your television if you listen to me on your television, so we can do that. All right. 2741. Call you on air.
Hey Wiley, how you doing?
All right.
Man, that was a lot. First of all, let me start by saying this. I know somebody who is all hooked up in that stuff like that. And when they say spiritual wives, it's so many of those ladies. First of all, she kind of bogus because there's so many of those ladies going through that stuff who really want to get out. Like they was raised in that stuff. And, and a lot of those Hebrew Israelites, they believe we the real black Jews, this, that, and the third. And they're really abusive. But her, she strictly followed for a man. Girl, you was chasing that thing. You sat there and you chased that woman's husband in that religion. She talked so much about the man that she probably couldn't even tell you that much about the religion. Because, yeah, they do have some valid points, Old Testament, but they are also very, barbaric and everything. But a lot of those women, the first rule is not to be jealous. You cannot be jealous. So that's how I knew, for one, man, she using this as a cop-out. It's a lot of those women, like I said, who are stuck and really want to get out. Didn't none of them women reach out to you, girl? You a lie. You sat there and you used Ariane Curry. You're jealous. You jealous because Ariane Curry had a baby. You hear me? You mad because she surpassed you in side chicken. She surpassed you in side chicken and you got mad. So here you come out the cut 10 years later talking about some Shawn from damn Boyz II Men when I was a damn teenager. Girl, ain't nobody checking for you. You was an old video girl. You done sat there and followed that man to the ends of the earth. I sat and heard your interview. You sat there and you was paying for his bills and all this, that, and the third. Girl, you got too far in. And you mad he chose his wife. Because you would have never sent that box to their house. You would have never sent that box to their house if he was really into the religion. Because those women are trained. I'm telling you, my cousin into that. She messed with one of them dudes. And girl, you too free with it. And you done came 10 years later hollering about, I'm so mad at Ariane Curry. No, you're jealous of Ariane Curry. That's what it is. She should have known her place. She ain't send mail no boxes. She just went on ahead and had the baby, honey. You was being petty and you mad he chose her. Ain't none of his side chicks still reaching out to you 10 years later. Girl, quit it. He ain't got no money. Nobody want him. You're crazy and you're delusional.
All right. Thank you.
Look at you, Wiley, making them expressions.
I'm just listening. No,
that woman is full of crap. She need to stop it. You don't know about the religion. Oh, but hold on, dear. I do. Yeah, I do. I used to listen to them. I listened to only so much. But when they start getting all radical and started using scripture to abuse people and everything, especially you got to be careful of them ones who be wearing them fringes on the corner. They real radical with it. Them the ones. But you got some who is level-headed and will, they'll earn a minute of your time. You'll listen to them because they'll be speaking scripture. But when they get to going all left, talking about the Bible, don't sit there and harp on no sexuality. The church and religion harps on sexuality. They probably mention sexuality a handful of times in the Old and New Scripture. For real. It's the people in the religion who harp so much on the sexuality. You know what I'm saying? It's so much more to it than that. Okay, so other than having a bunch of spiritual wives, what else did you get out of this experience? What can you take away good? Because they do believe in God. They study God. They do. They study the word. Some of them. But I don't know.
All right. We thank you so very much for calling in. And also, too, if you're part of the Hebrew Israelite religion, if you want to call in, you can call in at 646-716-8447. If you are a spiritual wife and you trying to get out, you are more than welcome to call in to 646-716-8447. If you're a wife and you caught your husband cheating on you and he called his side chick a spiritual wife and you got something to say, you're more than welcome to call in at 646-716-8447. All right, let's go to the phone line. 0235. You're live on the air.
Wiley, stop calling this girl a spiritual wife. You know damn well that she's just some coochie on the side. She's just a side chick. End of story. This woman is completely delusional. You don't date married men. She's like, oh, what's right and what's wrong for me? No, there's right and wrong, point blank, period. You don't date married men. End of story. I don't care what this girl has to say about religion. Stop using that as an excuse. You waited you decided to leave him after 8 years because you finally figured out that he was not going to marry you, that you were never going to be the wife, that he already chose. Stop it. You know that you're wrong, and the fact that you can't even acknowledge that is just crazy to me. She just needs to stop playing for real.
Okay. Well, we thank you so very much.
That's all I got to say. Bye.
Thank you so very much for calling in. All right. We got any spiritual wives that want to call in? The number is 646-716-8447. 5271.
Hey, Wiley.
Hi.
Hey, I wanted the group when the lady called in. I hate how she was deflecting, kept saying that the women we jealous, we don't know the religion, we don't know the situation. We can only go off of her. So from what her story is and everything she was saying, I still don't agree with what she did at the end. First of all, in that religion, I know Israelites. Actually, a lot of them used to live on my block, on the corner of my block. You know, and I live in Philadelphia. So I'm aware of the religion. They are a piece of work. I'm not going to say that they're bad people. They're not. But I got to keep it real. The wife has to be involved. The wife has to know. And this lady is so condescending. She's so delusional. It's like everything she say has to go in one ear, out the other. She act like she knew what Shawn was doing the whole time. She knew all the business. She even said that everybody hated the real wife. Everybody loved her. But she didn't even know that Shawn's wife was pregnant. She didn't even know this. She kept saying, oh, I know Shawn. He tells me everything. He tells me this. He tells me that. And the wife don't know him. And then she making excuses because she's saying, okay, so all right, so you are the spiritual wife. You this, you that. You told the wife because you knew the wife wasn't going to leave anyway. That don't even make sense. If you don't like what he's doing to you, so let's say we go about everything she's saying. Let's say we believe everything she's saying, everything cool, even if the wife on board or not on board. She kept attacking his wife, saying, even when she was saying, I think when she said she had the kids or she had an abortion or whatever, she's like, oh, I don't want to be her. She keep giving digs to the wife. She's like giving digs to the wife, but also uplifting the wife. Like to say, go marry your wife. Oh, I respect the wife. Oh, and then she keeps talking about this other chick, whatever show I didn't even watch. She keeps talking about this other girl that Tasha K did an interview with, I guess because the girl kept saying she was mad at that wife. And I guess because when she talked to us, it seemed like she's okay with her decision. And you know what?
But Avonte Wright, we don't know if the wife said something slick to Avonte Wright. So we don't know if they had like an argument or some side comments. That's why she probably like low-key sneak dissing. We don't know all the details about that. I feel as like the person that was wrong in all of this was Shawn, because he manipulated this young woman. She got manipulated. Got into this religion, and you have to be very cautious getting into all these religion that, you know what I'm saying, that can brainwash you, because it's not right that you the spiritual wife instead of the main wife. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of challenging for her to get caught up into this religion. And they pretty much, according to Avonte Wright, that they took the side of Shawn because he's a celebrity in the religion and not her side. So but again, how I look at it, this was adultery 100%. Shawn committed adultery.
Right.
She was fornicating with a married man. And look what happened. She got depressed. She got all of this stuff happened to her, but you was with a married man. You was involved with a married man for almost a decade. And once that married man broke whatever vow y'all had with quote unquote him being honest, he started cheating on you. Then that's when you had to go back to the wife and give her a box, of emails and a picture
on her
of his ride.
He wasn't never cheating on her. This is the thing. Okay, I'm being reasonable. I'm really being reasonable. And let's say I go with her story. She seems very confident. And I believe this lady knew exactly what she was doing. She was not no victim, and she wasn't all that young. She wasn't all that young. This lady is in her late 30s to early 40s. So let's say that was 10 years ago. That's like late 20s to early 30s. And let's peg it back some. She's in her early 20s. And guess what? This lady knows that she's very aware of herself.
All right.
Now,
well, thank you.
The guys from Philly got some game. She probably was hitting her up in them emails or whatever, putting on game, because we got game in Philly. But I agree. I can't put this all on her. Shawn, and then she said, then how about this? She said, I ain't signed on papers. I ain't do this. I ain't do that. But if you believe that you're the spiritual wife and you're the wife, you are responsible for this, that, and the third. You do have this, that, and the third. So stop playing with us. Stop playing with us.
All right. So thank you so very much. I'm going to go to the next caller. Thank you, sis, for calling back in. The number is 646-716-8447. Man, y'all enjoying this commentary. We do want to thank Avonte Wright, the former spiritual wife to the Boyz II Man. He's an icon of Shawn Stockman. She is the former spiritual wife of Shawn. So she did call in and gave us a good 45-minute interview. All right, let's go to the phone lines. 6816, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Armand.
Excuse me?
I just said that to tickle you, Wiley, because I know you was all into Avonte. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful.
Listen, I'm just calling to say that I'm not here judging their sister, and I'm not judging Shawn or his wife. But what I do believe is that she was exceptionally cruel to his wife. And I say that because she chose to put some memories in a box and line up some pictures. And she put in some, triple X kind of photos to let her know that she existed. I'm not mad with any of them. I'm just feeling that she was quite cruel in her behavior.
All right. Well, we thank you so very much for calling in.
Okay. Thank you, Wiley. Bye-bye.
Right, bye-bye. She tried it. Oh, wait. Let's go to the next caller. Woo! All right, let's go. We got 80 spiritual wife that want to call in. The spiritual wife is definitely able. You are a spiritual wife. You are more than welcome, or you're a side chick. You're more than welcome to call in. 8541, caller, you're on the air. 8541.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello?
Hi.
Is this me? Am I on?
Hello?
Hello?
Who is this? What did you just call me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead, sister.
Oh, okay. This is Avonte again. I don't know because I'm calling from another.
Avonte, you call it back in. I'm sorry. Okay, you call it back in. Go ahead, Avonte. Okay.
Yeah,
This
so
is the
what I
former
wanted to
spiritual
say,
wife
I'm
of
sorry,
Shawn. So,
yeah. You said you called this out. So what I just wanted to say to everybody. That I do apologize if I came off being cruel or or upset, because I don't want to ever leave an interview or a situation with them with feeling that way. I do apologize for the way I handled the box. I never and won't ever think that was the way to handle that situation. But when I was in the situation, that's what I had. That's what I did. I'm not saying it was correct. I was in my emotions. There was a lot going on at the time, and I handled it probably incorrectly. I do not advise women to go to the wife. I'm not saying that you should go to the wife. I did. It wasn't right. And I'm not trying to be insecure, insensitive to his wife. I know it may sound like that, but a lot has transpired since that situation. And again, I was just defending myself. That's it. So I just wanted to make sure that people know that I wasn't trying to, I'm not saying that everything that I did was right. I hold myself accountable, and I am very confident. But a lot of people don't know what I was going through at that time.
And we're learning now. And I don't think you will ever change your opinion, because you have a lot of women that would never ever hear your side, because you was the other woman. So a lot of people, some people was divorced because they had other woman was involved in all of this. So I think a lot of times when it comes to this particular case, a lot of women just are not going to be on your side when it comes to at all. That's just how some of them feel that way.
I don't want them to be on my side. I'm not a team. I don't need cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. I just don't. If I sound like, I listen to people, and I think when I was getting off, I heard someone say some things, and I was like, whoa, I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying that it's okay or I'm confident. I'm confident now. I'm not saying that I was, 7 years ago. I'm not saying that I was in distress. How many times do I have to say that I was extremely depressed, that I had to go through counseling to come to this position? You understand what I'm saying? So I think where they see me over it now and willing to talk about it looks like I'm kind of like, saying that it was all okay. I'm not saying any of my actions was or was not okay. I'm not saying that they have to believe, or I'm making excuses like that was the religion. I left it. I got it. I understand. It wasn't an excuse. That's why I left. That's why I don't practice that no more. If I wanted it to still be my excuse, I would still be there. I would say, yo, this is what we believe. This is just what it is. Preach on. I would still be doing that. But I'm not. I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not saying that I didn't have any fault. I'm not saying that I didn't make stupid decisions. I'm not saying any of that. And if people are taking my confidence because I am well aware of who I am as a woman, I apologize to them thinking that I'm attacking another woman.
I hear that.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to attack her. If anything, he's the one that went public trying to make an apology, telling everybody that he wasn't faithful to his wife. I never did that. I never went public until he attacked me. And I'm not saying that was okay too, but when your back is against the wall and they swinging on you, especially a person with a platform, and they think that they can beat you down and you a fighter, you gonna fight back. Because I'm a fighter and I'm gonna fight back. But that was my first interview. I could have done so many more before that if I wanted it to be a clout. If I could have did the book that I was offered a whole bunch of money for. So I think people are just experiencing or expressing what they think and not what reality is. And I'm not saying that I was living in full reality at the time either. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't.
I hear you.
So I get it. So that's why I can't get mad. That's why I be like, I'm not laughing. It's just that I know that no one understands, that no one would understand, because half of the people never even heard of Israelites. I know I never heard of them until it was brought to me. I know I never expected to be that girl.
This is why I think writing your book matters, because you can really sit down and tell the full story about what happened, and you can tell us other stuff as well. I really think a book matters in this case, so we can read your book and many people will be like, okay, I didn't understand. Here we go, this is what she went through. Have you ever thought about that now, like say, hey, let's just do a book about all that happened? Maybe some people will be on your side about this.
It's not about anybody being on my side. I don't really, like I said, I'm not a team. I don't need cheerleaders. So what it is this. I was offered a book, and just like everything is messy, a lot of people like salacious. People want to read the dirt. They don't care about the depression. They don't really care about the pain, or how people get caught up in cults, or how people get caught up in religion, and they don't really care about that because they don't get it. That's not their language. So for me to want to write the book is for me to sling a lot of mud for people to want to care. People do care about Boyz II Men, because whether people like it or not, they're legends. Whether you like it or not, you would have never expected this to come out of their group. So people do care about it, and they want to know the dirt. They don't care about nothing else but the dirt. And if I'm not ready to give all the dirt, I'm not going to give any of it. Now, they start slinging, trying to act innocent, then I can slang back. But right now, let them be quiet. You see, they haven't said anything. They haven't never called me a liar. So I just don't want to do the book because of that. I don't want to give, because people really want to just know the dirt. They don't want to know the emotions. They don't want to know the heart. They don't want to know what I went through, how I got through it, because it was a process. Wiley, it wasn't easy. So you hear me now and you think that I'm, laughing and joking and confident. Now I am, Wiley. I am, because I had to go through a process to get to where I am now. So the only reason why I called back is because I heard someone say, oh, well, she is hurt. No, he did that. He hurt her. He went public. He hurt her when he went public. Y'all didn't have to know any of this. We could have been going at it privately. He could have told me and had his homies come to me and say, why you drop off? He went public every single time. I'm not saying that I was right. And this is what I want to have to clarify. I'm not saying I was right by dropping the box off. Even when I talked to Tasha K's mother, I accepted that. I was so emotionally done that I just was doing anything at that moment. I was so confused. I didn't know which way was up. So I'm not saying that anybody's going to understand that. I'm not saying that anybody's not going to understand that. I know that I sound confident. It's only because I've been through a lot and I came out on the light. So I can be confident that I've been through more than majority of women. I'm okay with that. That's all I'm saying. And I'm okay with knowing where I went wrong at. And I'm okay with knowing that I shouldn't have left the box. I should have allowed him to continue to lie to her. I should have allowed him to continue just to do her thing. And I'm glad women. So now I know that if somebody was doing something to me, I shouldn't think that a woman would tell me, because it's not her business for my man to be out doing whatever it is that he wants to do, and I'm supposed to be in the dark. I know some people think of it differently. So listen, I get it, but I don't want it to be like I'm bashing her, or I think I'm better than her, or I wanted her position, because that's not what I want. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to bash her. I think she's a beautiful woman, as you've seen. When people bring, I think they're a beautiful couple with beautiful kids. But when you're dealing with somebody in the entertainment business and you don't do right, it comes out now, later, or years from now. So that's why you got to be careful. If you're going to be in the public, you're going to get judged by the public, especially if you make things public. I understand that now.
All right.
And so that's all I wanted to say. Like, I'm not trying to bash her. They're a beautiful couple. They're a beautiful couple. As soon as I got off, I heard the girl. I'm like, what? What happened? What are you talking about? What? I don't want to call back. But yes, I just don't want to. I don't want people to think that I'm making their religion an excuse. I was just trying to tell the story on my reasoning at the time. Whether they want to believe it or whether they don't want to believe it, I'm not making an excuse. There's no excuse for my pain, for her pain, for those kids. Nobody's pain there's no excuse for that. I'm not trying to make it like, hoes be winning and stuff. And everybody wants to put material things on it. And it's not about material things. I wasn't into it for material things. But that's the first. Oh, the baby thing. Somebody said something about, Ariane won because she got a baby. Y'all really? That's a baby that's coming into this life without a father. She won? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many men that are not in their kids' life because of situations that they put themselves in, and you think that I want that for my child, and I'm jealous of another woman because her baby's father may or may not be in her life? I'm sorry. There's other sperm that I can have a baby by. I don't want to, I don't look at other people's life and think that that's the life that I want. That's all. And, Ariane, like I said, I didn't know a lot of her story. I'm not bashing her, but I'm just talking as far as the caller that has said, Ariane won. Like, how? None of us won. He didn't win. The wife didn't win. I didn't win. We all lost. They have a relationship still, yes. But how much trust is in that relationship? That's not a win.
All right. Well, we thank you so very much for calling back in.
So that's all I gotta say.
Okay.
And I just wanted to just really clear the air, because I know when I talk, I come off really confident, and I really just, I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling you how I feel, and I'm not thinking about, how it may come across. And when I heard that it came across that I was bashing, or I'm trying to be insincere, or belittling a wife, or I dropped off the box because I was jealous and all of that stuff. No, I just wanted to clarify it. I didn't drop off the box because I was jealous. I dropped off the box because I was hurting. And not saying that I wanted her to hurt, but I wanted him to know I was serious and I wasn't playing no more. And I thought we were going to be able to deal with it either privately or not at all. He chose to go public, and I chose to defend myself. And that's it.
All right.
So the box wasn't no get back or no, checkmate. It wasn't about that at the time. It was all emotional. So, all right, y'all continue. I got like 5 different calls. Okay, bye, y'all.
All right, bye-bye. All right. Okay. We thank Avonte Wright for calling back in. She is the former spiritual wife to the Boyz II Man, Shawn Stockman. So she is speaking from a former spiritual wife's perspective. So we definitely want to thank her for calling in. We also got other callers as well to call in as well. So let's go to the callers. 6654.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
How are you?
All right.
Good. Okay, so I watched the interview. I also listened to Tasha's after show. And there's a few things that I feel like she leaves out. So for one, she's saying, well, I'm not trying to bash the wife, but she said on multiple occasions, y'all don't know the wife. She's the type of chick where she's like, my man ain't cheating on me. She thought she had Shawn on lock. So I feel like with her saying that, well, you already felt the way. What? And so again, that's why I feel like that's the reason why she gave her that box, was to show her like, you ain't got him on lock. He been with me this whole entire time and you never knew. So that's one thing. Another thing is that she said, well, I told Shawn to marry her because I had a fiance. And before I started this, I wanted to do it the right way. I left my fiance and I was with him because we were going into the religion and it was about the religion. But why would you tell him to marry her if he was your spiritual husband? To me, you should have easily said, well, no, I don't want you to marry her. I'm not okay with that because I'm your spiritual wife and I want to be your legal wife. I didn't understand that. And I never heard her cover that, of why she did that. Another thing is she says that she is not clout chasing, but it comes off as a clout chase because and she also says she doesn't want cheerleaders because she's not a team. But anytime somebody comes back on her with anything, she calls right back to justify whatever it is she said. And she's like, well, I don't need a cheerleader, but you're trying to justify what it is that you did. Well, I didn't mean to say that, but that's just how I felt. I was emotional. Let's just keep it a buck. You wanted the wife to hurt. You wanted Shawn to hurt because you want him to go through it within his household. Because before she ever gave the wife the box, obviously he wasn't going through anything in his household because his wife never knew anything. So it's a few things that she says that's just kind of off to me that I didn't understand. And no matter what she says, I feel like she wanted everyone to hurt because she was hurting. Oh, and also the other thing was when she said, well, I was okay with other spiritual wives. The only reason why you would be okay with other spiritual wives is because you would have been the first wife. And you say, well, I didn't want to be his wife because I didn't want to be like her because you wanted to be number one. That's why you wanted to break it off with him because you found out you weren't as important as you thought you were. I want him to be honest. You say that, but what the ultimate thing was, she wanted to be on top. And what she realized was she wasn't on top. She was regular, just like the wife. That's how I feel about the whole situation. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. And we thank you so very much for calling in.
Thanks, Wiley.
Thank you. All right. The number is 646-716-8447. We did have the former spiritual wife to Shawn Stockman. Y'all know him from Boyz II Men, and y'all definitely know Avonte Wright. She was on Tasha K's show. She called in not once but twice. And so we definitely want to get y'all side and see what y'all have to say as well. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Yes, hello, Wiley. Good afternoon.
Hi.
A couple things, because I don't play about marriage, okay? And let me let her know right now, ma'am, if you want to get on the line while you let her in, there is no such thing as a spiritual wife. See, what y'all gonna stop doing, especially when this man got a wife, he went to his original wife before God, and that is a real marriage. Y'all side chicks and y'all other women come in here like y'all want to be connected. Y'all want to be connected to these men so bad that you come in here saying it's spiritual. It's a spiritual. We have this connection. It's no such thing as a connection, ma'am. And let me tell you something. You don't know. I just heard you said she shouldn't trust him now. Why? Because he was cheating with you. You don't see. That's one thing about when you go with your partner before God, not some spiritual connection. See, he can cheat on that woman multiple times, and guess what? he will not leave her because they went before God. Your spiritual connection with him can be broken, ma'am. That's why y'all not together right now. And let me tell you something else. You drop something off to the wife. See, that's what y'all gonna stop doing. Because when these wives start flipping out on y'all because y'all playing with them, because first of all, if he's not mention your name in an interview when he said he cheated on his wife, if he did not identify you, you should never identify yourself. Y'all talk too much. And you doing all this running around because you want a reaction saying, well, if they're going to come back and say something, you're going to come back and say something. You want attention. You are a clout chaser. But guess what? That man is not leaving his wife. Y'all go around sitting here and messing with these married men, having babies and stuff, and think they're going to leave their happy home? No, because men make mistakes. People make mistakes in their marriage. And when you go before God, before a person, you go to God with that person again and you ask for forgiveness. See, these spiritual connections, Wiley, got these people messed up. That's why it's the wrong spirit. That's why they cannot take this woman before God, because it's the devil's spirit. There's no such thing as a spiritual connection. And you up here trying to justify sleeping with this woman's husband, thinking you will get back at her. Ma'am, it makes you look crazy, not her. See, y'all do this stuff with these people marriages, and y'all play with them thinking, well, oh, he cheated with me. I'm one up. It don't work like that, because at the end of the day, you looking like the fool. And if any man married you or wanted to marry you while you was in this spiritual connection that you had to broke off with this other married man, is a fool. I bet you y'all not married right now because your spirit ain't right. Nobody can have no spiritual connection with you because your spirit is all messed up. You up here running around telling this man business, and it's your business too, but you didn't have to name a name. Y'all go around naming names and messing up these people's marriages, Wiley, and they come on the internet for the people to give their opinions and call back and want to justify it. It's no justification. If you really a spiritual woman, you go before God and you ask God to forgive you for interfering with that marriage between them two people. Now, Wiley, that's all I got to say to her.
All right.
Ma'am, get it together.
We thank you so very much for calling in, Sister Conservative. Let's go to the phone lines. 5959, you're live on air.
Well, hello, Wiley.
Hey.
How are you?
All right.
Hey, good. One thing I want to say about all of this is, from Ariane to whomever, to Avonte to whomever is, a man that's been in a marriage any amount of time, his wife knows what she's got. That's the biggest thing. You don't have to go telling the woman about who she's married to. All you have to do is identify yourself. Women know when their men are cheating, just like a man should know as well. It's like a dead dog that's been waking up in this case. It's so old, it's like, why even bring it up? But we know that's what the internet is for, is to wake up the dead. You know, the bigger thing is seriously, if she cared about the lady's emotions, she shouldn't be doing that now. She shouldn't be making the tours now about it, unless the lady, she and that lady have conspired for her to do the tours against Shawn. You know what I'm saying? Because it's waking up the dead. It's giving details, and the devil is always in the details. It's putting the details out. It's giving her children later the details to hear about them later, about their father. It's just really too much at this point. I totally disagree with every last bit of what she's doing right here and now. I understand that what goes on in the dark comes to the light. But I had a DNA paternity testing business years ago. And a guy brought a baby in, and the baby supposedly wasn't his. And I said that because you still can't even trust a DNA test. You know, but you don't know. Nonetheless, the baby looked exactly like the guy. The test said it wasn't his. He brought another man in there. The girl never would come. The other man was an older, retired gentleman from the railroad track. He worked a railroad job. Well, it turned out he was being paid back for some money he loaned her, and the baby was conceived. Well, the first thing I did when they got called and got those results from that second test was I told that young man, I said, baby, whatever you do not call this man's wife and let her know what's going on. So because if he's been married to a woman 40 years, she already knows what she's got. And just don't involve her. Don't break her heart anymore. And the first thing he said was, that was exactly what I was about to do, blah, blah, blah. But there's no need. People know what they got, especially if they're in the same house with them, you know. So that's the biggest thing that I want to say. Women know who they're married to. It ain't no need in us calling and telling nobody what their husband is doing. She the one that washes clothes and get him ready to go. You know, she's the one that prepares his meals and makes him healthy to get there. So women know what they got. That's all I really wanted to say.
All right. Well, thank you so very much for calling in, for giving your opinion. The number is 646.
And by the way, I just want to say, last but not least, you my spiritual husband. I love you to death. That's all I want to say.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. All right. The number is 646-716-8447. We had the former spiritual wife, the lady that left the box at the wife doorstep. Avonte Wright was live on our show. And so we definitely want to say thank you to her for taking time out of her busy schedule, coming on the show not once, but twice. That is a former spiritual wife of Boyz II Men, Shawn Stockman. So we definitely want to say thank her for coming on. We did reach out to Brother Shawn. He have not responded to our messages for comment. All right, 9582, caller, you're on the air.
Why did it take 3 days or 2 days for you to come on? Okay, you know he missed you, and you wrong for that. You wrong for that.
Okay, okay. We got Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hi, this is Queen Tulsa, and I don't see anything wrong with that woman for being with him because she had a job to do. She understood the assignment. She wasn't after his money. She wasn't after his jewels. And, you know, we can't tell her how spiritual to get, you know. Spiritually, I'm connected to you, Wiley. And who's going to tell me any different? But that's all I had. Thank you for having me on the show.
Right,
and listen, we need to support this woman.
Thank you. 7004, calling you on the air.
Hey, Wiley, good evening.
Good evening.
I just wanted to say that, hey, boo, I just think it's a big problem, the fact that everybody, like, I understand that the lady, she kind of brought herself out, but it's like, I feel like people are forgetting that this man actually gave her an option. Like, he already knew he had a family. He already knew that his wife wasn't his spiritual wife as he should have been trying to make it. He gave her the option to do the things that she had to do. And so you have to realize that when you give certain people options, they're not always going to say no. Some people are going to take you up on that option. Okay. And when they don't get what they want, they're going to try to burn the whole house down. They don't care who's standing in the way. So for me, the responsibility lies with that man and the fact that he allowed himself to go that far and to, you know, extend out these options to these women. And that's all I wanted to say, boo, and have a good night.
All right. Thank you so very much. The number is 646-716-8447. People are calling in, and we are speaking to a lot of women around the world that have learned something new, spiritual wife. And have you ever been in a relationship and you had someone, your husband had a spiritual wife? How did that make you feel? 3251, calling you on the air. 3251. I'm sorry. Do we have that? 3251.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Yeah, hello. It's Iconic Intercessor. How are you? At first I wasn't going to make any comments, but what I think about is John 4:18. For thou hast had 5 husbands, and whom thou now hast is not thy husband. And that says thou truly. So that's just stuff that does happen spiritually. My heart goes out to her and all women that are that get into this situation, because women are just looking for love, and especially if you're a spiritual woman, you want a husband. And so my prayers go out to her. I don't judge her. And men, they just make bad decisions. They play a lot of games with women's emotions. The hip hop people, if you notice, they do it. Those gangster rappers, they don't value women, and then we end up bashing the women. But if you look in the Bible, you see where even Jesus protected the woman at the well because she was not covered. The men wanted to stone her, but Jesus, after he began to write down different names in the on the ground, they looked and saw their names. That was his way of saying, this woman that you want to bash and destroy, you were the one that slept with her. So you're just as guilty. But we just have to start praying for people to be healed. And the lady that called in, that what is her name? It starts with the A. The one that was the spirit wife. There is a broadcaster, a YouTuber by the name of Charisma. She came out of that same experience, so she might want to call her and maybe they can team up. But women just need to start bringing healing to one another. I was listening to these women, and I'm like, are you not a woman? And then you and be very careful how you judge somebody, because when you meet with a strong judgment, you could end up in that situation. You never know what tomorrow holds, because you can say that you would never do something like that, but the spirit of seduction and lust is so strong, it could seduce you and lure you into a similar situation. And that's all I have to say, Wiley. And thank you for opening up the platform.
No problem.
To have this conversation, because people need to be healed.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna go to the last caller here. If you want to call in, it's the time for y'all to call in. 646-716-8447. Anonymous, you live on air.
Hey, good evening, Wiley.
Good evening.
I don't think. Now I know I wasn't, and I'm sure a lot of the women in the comments, no one was necessarily bashing her. I know I can just speak for myself. What I didn't like about Avonte, is that how you pronounce it? I want to make sure I don't mispronounce her name.
Avonte, right?
Avonte. What I didn't like about you, because I know you're listening, you sound so condescending, and writing a book probably would be therapeutic for you. But you like the other caller said, not the one just before me, but a while back, I think she said she's from Philly and all that. You did. You sound cocky. You come off like, you're saying you don't need cheerleaders. Well, why are you calling? You're calling, and you went on Tasha K. You gave your interview. So you're wrong also about it's not going to be women that just want to get in your business and get the dirt. If you write the book and you say you really want to help women, then write the book and don't worry about who's going to get the dirt. Worry about who you really can help, if that's what you truly want to do. So I don't agree with the last call that this called and said that women are not into healing and want to bash. It's a lot of us that do want to heal, but it's her attitude, Avonte's attitude. You sound like you're still in pain, sweetheart. And if you are, that's understandable. But if you're gonna come out and you're gonna, tell your story on these platforms, be ready to take in the good with the bad. There's some people that's just not gonna want to hear you, but it's a lot that you probably will be able to help if that's what you truly want to do. And like I said, you're really wrong about, like Wiley suggested, writing the book, and you said no because people just want the dirt. That is not necessarily true. And, let me just tell you another thing. I'm not trying to be funny or throw any shade. Shawn, Stockman, Boyz, they're kind of like old, it's old news. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal if you write the book. This book is probably for your own therapy. And like I said, to help other women. And like the caller that just called, you didn't even have to even give a name. No one even had to know the name, because you said yourself that Shawn didn't ever come out with the story. So you didn't even have to even give a name. You could have switched up the name. The point is, though, I wanted to say that you were it's your attitude. You keep calling back saying, I don't need any cheerleaders, and I know people in the audience in the comments not gonna understand me, and they're gonna have some haters. No, sweetheart, you're thinking wrong. And as long as you think that way, you're gonna stay stuck and stay a victim. And I can hear the hurt in your voice. You might be, getting past on Wiley, or he might be just trying to be nice to you, but I can still hear the hurt in your voice, and you're still hurting because you wouldn't keep calling back, and I can just hear it in your voice. And it's fine if you hurt, but just say you hurt.
Or it could be, I think that the court of public opinion is on the side of you tried to destroy this wife. When she said that she left a box of letters, and she left a box of the letters in front of the wife's house, in front of the door, I think that pissed off a lot of women. That pissed, because the women was like, why are you sending a box of her husband peeing and sending a box of letters and emails to the wife? It seems to me that you tried to destroy this relationship. So I think that the box literally pissed off a lot of women when Avonte Wright said, I left a box at the door.
Yeah, and which you have to understand, okay, it might piss a lot of, might upset a lot of women. But the point is, that's if you're really over this and you're really healed, then writing the book and helping, because you said the key word, you want to help other women. And this is why you said you allegedly came out to help other women. So if you really, truly want to help other women, and you never know, you might be able to, then you need to come out and just be honest with yourself. Because I'm not hearing honesty. You're saying you're not hurt, sis, but I hear it all in your voice. And I'm not judging you and saying that you shouldn't be, but I think if you're going to come out, be honest about it. Keep it real. God bless.
All right. No, thank you so very much for calling in. The number is 646-716-8447. Anonymous, you live on the air. Okay. 9162. I'm sorry, 9167.
Wally?
Yes, hello?
Wally, what's up?
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Doing good.
I miss you, man. I like you, Wally. Keep up the good work, though.
Thank you.
I fuck with you, yo. When you come to Jersey, though?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, not right now. I don't know.
Well, make sure you put your P.O. box if somebody want to send you something. I don't know your info. Where is your info at?
Okay, I'll put it in the description box.
I like you, though, but keep the good work.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, bye. One.
That was it? That was it? What? Oh, man. Let me make sure I put the P.O. box in my description box. Okay. 0961, caller, you're on the air. Let me make sure I put the P.O. box in there, because he want to send me something. 0961, you live on the air.
Wiley.
Yes.
This is Simone B in the chat.
Okay.
This is my first time calling.
Yes.
And I want to say this to everybody that's adding me in the chat. I'm not a troll. I have my own channel, and I'm for all women. And I don't sit up here and just bash a person and continuously call them hoes and stuff like that. You guys need to stop. And then somebody told me I'm on Armand's channel begging for clout. What kind of clout can he give me? And I don't even subscribe to his channel and don't even watch his videos.
Okay. So what do you have to say about what do you have to say about what excuse me, one second. What do you have to say about Avonte Wright?
What do I have to say?
Yes, because that's a topic.
I just told you, I'm for all women. I don't care about what she did because it doesn't personally affect me like that.
Okay.
I listened to her story to hear what she had to say because we need to know as women how these men manipulate and play us, and pit us against one another, so that they don't get any backlash. Because I have not heard anyone try to hold him accountable for what he has done. They're all going at her, saying she was a side chick. She can't be a side chick without his participation.
Okay. All right. So
all parties involved are accountable.
Okay. So
it's just ridiculous.
And I hear your point on that. Thank you so very much for calling in and giving your side of the story about that. Thank you. But again, this situation, once it come out publicly, the public are going to give their opinion. Right? It is what it is.
Giving mine.
And typically a lot of people,
and I'm giving mine.
Right. And a lot of people will come at the side chick or the spiritual wife. They will come at her so hard. Traditionally, a lot of women will come at the side chick because they have probably dealt with a side chick or a spiritual wife. So I think that's why a lot of people are not giving Avonte Wright the pass or giving her some sympathy at all. And especially when she sent the box of letters and a picture of Shawn's ping. A lot of people say, hey, I'm not giving her no sympathy. Why is she doing this? So I think that's why a lot of people are coming at her.
Sensitive.
Right.
I just think that's sensitive when it comes to these situations, because I know as people, as human beings, they do what they want to do in the moment. A lot of people live in the moment. And the judgment coming from the outside is people saying, I would never do this, I will never do that, when they have no idea what they will do in the moment. And I'm just so far removed from being judgmental in that aspect of me always being able to say, I know exactly what I would do in a particular situation that I have never been in.
All right. Well, thank you so very much
and with people saying that I must be the side chick, and I have not been in a relationship for years.
Okay.
And I have been in a committed relationship for a long time.
Okay.
And I've had to deal with other women calling my boyfriend. So I know what it's like to be on that side. But have I ever at one point felt like I was better than that woman? No. I was mad at him for what he did.
There you go. I'm with
now, you know what I'm saying? They cannot tell my story.
Okay. All right. Well, we thank you so very much for calling in.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. Anonymous, you live on air.
What's up? I'm watching.
All right. Anonymous, you live on air.
Hello. I'm called in for Avonte.
Okay.
Avonte did nothing wrong.
Okay.
She stood beside that man. And I feel like everybody needs to give her support. Nobody can tell her what her feelings are. And I feel like
90 seconds
have been in relationships behind closed doors with somebody else's man. But the only thing with her is her man is a celebrity and she came out to tell her story. And she wants to help other people. I mean, we all been a victim to it. Some of us have. And some of us ladies that are calling in, we are guilty of it, like the last three ladies. We all slept with somebody's man. Now let's keep it funky. And that's all I have. Stop bashing.
60 seconds.
All right. The 60 seconds. Anonymous live on air.
Hey, Wiley. How you doing? How you doing?
All right.
This is my take on it. So when she said she was with Shawn before they got married, correct?
Before, yes.
Right. Okay. So if you're dating a guy and, you know, and then he turns around and he gets married or he calls you to ask permission to get married, where is your integrity at that point to say, I'm not going to be nobody's second? I mean, honestly. So that says a lot about how
10
what
seconds.
her integrity was like at the time. You know what I'm saying? But they both were wrong. She was wrong, he was wrong. And that's really my thoughts on it.
All right.
To be honest with you. But I don't understand why, because it's like ripping off a Band-Aid or taking a knife and reopening a wound. Like, why are you, okay, you went and told your story, and now you're making it a campaign. You're going from channel to channel. You, like, girl, stop, bye. What are you doing? You just keeping it going. And so because you're keeping it going, it looks like you're clout chasing. Because Ariane went on Tasha, and Ariane's not out here making it a tour. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, what is this girl doing? And just like the other callers have said, she is very, she says she's confident, yes. And, you know, hats off to her for her confidence. But at the same time, too, you come off very arrogant. And you're arrogant to the point, your arrogance is because you would sleep with somebody's husband. Mm-hmm. Like, girl, bye. You should feel stupid. You should feel dumb because he's still with his wife. And, I mean, we all might say, oh, the wife is stupid, she's for staying, whatever. But they're still together. And so because they're still together, that's a big slap in her face because her little box of trinkets that she thought that she was going to use to dissolve whatever they had going didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. She's very tired and very, I could say, I got a few choice words that I'm not going to say because you don't allow cursing on your channel, and I'm not going to do that anyway. But she is, she needs to go get a life, and then gonna have the audacity to sit there and talk about she want to be quiet with whoever she's dealing with. Girl, bye. Karma is a monkey, and you know what I want to say behind karma. Karma is something, and she gonna get hers. You want to keep your little man a little secret? Girl, somebody already on him. He ain't no secret for somebody else. You want to keep him a secret from everybody on YouTube, but he ain't a secret for somebody else. If she has a man, as she states. Girl, bye. Have a good show, Wiley.
All right. Thank you so very much. And hey, we want to thank Avonte Wright for coming on and giving her side of the story and what happened. And so I do want to give a special shout out to all the side chicks, all the spiritual wives, and all the wives, and all the side dudes, and all the side pieces. We want to thank you and we welcome you over here at the Wiley Show. This was amazing. We've been on the show for about 2 hours and almost 3 hours. So we want to say, give us a thumbs up. If you have not thumbs up this video, give a thumbs up. All right. Okay. Thumbs up the video. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not judging. I've been a side piece. You know, I slept with people that was in marriages and stuff. So I'm not going to come at the side chick or the spiritual wives and something that I've done a lot in my past. So I'm not going to judge her at all. I do some commentary, but I'm not going to judge her because I've been in that space of a cheater and been an adulterer. Okay, I definitely want to say that. I just want to bring that out there. I've been there and been in those situations. So we definitely want to say thank you to all the side, to all the side chicks, to all the spiritual wives, former spiritual wives that are definitely listening to this show. I was not expecting to do a 3-hour episode today. I was expecting to do an hour, but I'm so happy that we had people to call in to give their side of the story. I want to give a special shout out to y'all. Thank you so very much. Huge shout out to all the side chicks and spiritual wives that are out there with their way as well. But I never left a box. You know, I never left a box. I've never done that. Never left a box of letters and pictures and stuff like that. Never done it at all. But thank y'all. This was amazing. For y'all calling in, make sure y'all leave us a thumbs up. Moderators, how are we doing with the thumbs up? Let me know. We asked y'all just thumbs up the video. The people that contributed to the STEM Player Fund, it is coming. I have the FedEx the FedEx numbers, you know, the tracking number. So we finally was able to get that last night. So they're shipping it out to us. So we'll be able to listen to Donda 2 together. So we want to say special shout out to the supporters for that way. All right. Hold on one second. Let me see how we doing. How are we doing with the thumbs up? We doing good with the thumbs up? All right. Make sure y'all thumbs up. This was some good entertainment. Okay. We will see y'all in the next live. Let me get the title for the next live that we're going to do here. We're going back on live. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me put the title on here. Okay. Give me a second. Let me do that real quick. All right. We'll go live again because I definitely got to talk about it. So let me just drop it in here. Give me a second, you guys. All right. All right. Hold on one second. I don't even have time to do the okay. I'm gonna go live 7:30. So that'll be 8:30 the East Coast time. So if you're on the East Coast, that'll be 8:30. And we're gonna go right back live because I gotta talk about something else that we didn't get a chance to talk about. So give me a second. Thank y'all for thumbing up the video. Okay. We're going live. Meet me on Station Head. We definitely gonna go live for a second, and then we're gonna, after Station Head, we're gonna go right into our other video. So I'm getting a thumbnail stuff together. I will go live on Station Head. So give me a second, you guys. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm so hungry right now, but y'all, like I said, let me hurry up and do this real quick. Okay, hold on. 1 second. Okay, here we go. If y'all not on Station Head, okay, we already got the live schedule. So give me a second. I'm going to drop the link in here for people that's going to listen on Station Head. We already got the live schedule for 8:30. So y'all in the building. We're going right back live to talk about some things. Okay. Thank y'all so very much. And we did reach out to Shawn. So we did reach out to him. So we're gonna be talking about, of course, we're gonna talk about Erica Banks and Nicki Minaj in the next video. So I'm gonna see y'all then. Thumbs up. Thank y'all. See y'all over there on Station Head. Gotta go because I don't want to be late for this other live that we're gonna do. I just want to just hurry up. I'm gonna go live with y'all on Station Head. Give me a second. And y'all don't want to miss this unfiltered video of me. Okay, here we go.